Hi, and welcome to the first episode in 2016 of I Am Not a Bike Mechanic. Sorry that I haven't posted any new episodes in over a year. Figured I'd come down here and give you a little update before we get started today. The little update is life happens. Life definitely happens. However, if you do it right and you have a little faith, you can end up on the right side of life. So my life's been topsy-turvy. I haven't been able to do the filming and everything I like doing for a while, but here I am doing it again. Woo! So even though if everything's been about bikes, I picked up a project car. Going to put historic tags on it, and that's what we're working on today. So instead of a motorcycle, we're working on a 1991 Mazda Miata. A very common problem with these cars is you're running the engine and the clutch does not engage. So supposedly the fix is replacing the master and slave cylinder of the clutch. I have to pump the clutch to build up pressure in the line to allow the clutch engage when I'm pressing the pedal. Disengage when I'm pressing the pedal. And as I said, very common problem. Replace the master and slave cylinder, bleed the line, and everything should be fixed when I'm done. I don't know if this is going to be a 1-day, 2-day, or 3-day episode, depending on problems I run into. However, I'm glad you joined us. Remember, I'm Keith Hildebrand of Keith Hildebrand Guitars. Thank you for tuning in. Please share the videos on Twitter and Facebook or any other social media site. Help us gain and grow our viewer base. I just do these for fun, but I wanted to start off by giving you this wonderful view. It's been a while since, as I said, doing these videos in the mornings when it's nice out like today. This is the afternoon today. It's already around 1:15-ish. I come down here and drink my coffee before going to work many a days and just watch the water and watch the birds when it's nice out. So even though if my life is turned upside down and I haven't been able to do these videos for such a long time, it doesn't mean that life's all that bad either. Life is good. Alright, so let's go back and let's get started. I have the car parked at a friend's house in their driveway, and because of the problems, it's not like I can move it before I fix it unless if I tow it. And I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to work on it in their driveway, and they gave me permission to do so. And we'll see what happens. We'll see where this takes us. We see how everything goes. And let's get this party started. Thank you for joining in, and let's start the show. So here's the car. 1991 Mazda Miata. Has 180,000 miles on it. Not much to it. I've already jacked it up. I have it the passenger side tire on a jack stand. This is the clutch master cylinder. Takes .3 brake fluid. A little dirty in there. If we come around on this side of the engine and look way down here, when I say way down here, way down there, that that is the slave cylinder. So we got a master cylinder and a slave cylinder for the clutch. I'm going to start off with the master cylinder. You know, it needs some TLC. I've always wanted a generation Mazda Miata, and I now have one. If you're willing to spend about $8,000, you can get one get one showroom new. I wasn't willing to spend that much, so I spent a few $100s and got one that needs work. Going to put company advertising down both sides of the car. As you can see, it has a rust spot here and a rust area here. Once I get something saved up, I'm going to replace both front fenders and the front bumper. See the bumper? I'm half tempted because of what I'm going to do to the car. It wouldn't make much difference if I somehow figure out a way to mend this and not replace it, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to replace it because, I mean, I don't know how do you do. I think it's just easier to replace. So here we go. I'm going to immediately get the wrenches out and start taking this piece apart. Once I have that area apart, I'll turn this thing back on and show you where I'm at. If I can get away with it, I'm only going to do the master cylinder. Looking on the forums are a big help. Facebook, forums, there's a lot of Mazda Miata help out there. I find the forums are the best resource of help, but some of the Mazda Miata groups on Facebook are very helpful too. Do a Google search on a problem you're having with a motorcycle or a car, and the forum response and help of the search results, and then you can post questions if you don't find a result exactly like yours. However, a 25-year-old car, I found results that are exactly like mine. The first thing, because I pumped the pedal, and remember, I'm not a bike mechanic. You know what that means? I am also not a car mechanic. Alright, so with that said, I'm going to take the forum advice, replace the master cylinder first. I do have both, the master and slave cylinder. If everything works, I only replace the master cylinder. If it doesn't work, I also replace the slave cylinder. In the forums, many people that have done this before say if you can pump it and get pressure into the line, the likelihood it is the master cylinder. And I don't understand the technical details that they explained beyond that. As I said, I'm not a bike mechanic or a car mechanic. So this is where I'm starting. Here's the new master cylinder. It'll go right on in there. Right, all brand new. Here's the new slave cylinder that goes underneath. All brand new. I got these at AutoZone versus ordering online. At AutoZone, they're less than $20 a piece. I'm finding all the parts for this car, on the most part, are pretty cheap. If you're willing to do mail order, they're even cheaper. You could have gotten those probably for $25 together in mail order, but I went local to AutoZone and got them for under $20 a piece. So, let me start wrenching on this part. I'll take it apart, get things done, get it opened up, and I'll show you what's next. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate the viewers. Hope this is helpful. If I say something that is incorrect, hey, I'm not a car mechanic. I'm just trying to figure it out and sharing with you as I learn. That's all I'm trying to do. Thank you. Just a real quick look. Master cylinder's out. About to put the new master cylinder in. I don't know what I'm doing. Hopefully I get it done right. But I'm going to put the new master cylinder in. I'll tune you back in as soon as I have it back together. And then I'll bleed the line. Give it a try. If that doesn't work, then and only then am I also going to do the slave cylinder. Even if I really should just go ahead and do them both And I do have a pneumatic bleeder, so therefore the bleeding's not, it's time consuming, but, and it's tedious, but it's not as hard as if you don't have a pneumatic bleeder. Alright, thank you for staying tuned, and we'll see you in just a few. So for an automatic bleeder kit, yeah, take the top off. I'm going to just set the top up there for right now. This bottle goes into the reservoir like so, but with the valve open. As the fluid gets siphoned through the line and into this bottle here, the reservoir will slowly drain and empty, and with this bottle here, it will keep shooting air bubbles up into the bottle and allowing more fluid get down into the master cylinder until we pump all the air out of the line. However, I'm not on a level ground, so see how the bottle just falls? I have to get creative. My creativity is going to be a box of kitty litter. So I'm going to put a little box of kitty litter in front of this to hold the bottle up while I pump the air out of the line and bring fluid through the line using an air compressor hooked up to the other end of that bottle. Alright, so the first thing I did was suck all the existing fluid through the line. I have this bottle here, and as I said, I'm going to have it held up with kitty cat litter. As you can see, some kitty cat litter. If you follow me on Facebook, you know I love my kitty cats. Down below you can see where the line is hooked up to the slave cylinder, and I have the bleed open. I have this tube hooked up. In some areas of the tube you can already see some fluid. But the idea is there's not going to be any air left in the tube either when I'm done. The air compressor is going to suck the fluid all the way through the line. It's not a big air compressor, just something enough to get it going. And eventually everything will be bled through, and it's just that simple. You can get one of these kits at Harbor Freight for around $25. As you can see, I have a zip tie on there to hold it, to keep the air coming through. That's okay, not hurting anything. Makes a 2 or 3 man job into a 1 man job when you don't have help, and that's not a problem. You just do that as you need it. And right now, if you look at the clutch pedal, we have a shit ton more pressure than we ever had before since I've took delivery of this car. So that tells me there's a good chance it was just the master cylinder and not the slave cylinder. Yeah, I got a lot more pressure than what I had. So once that fluid makes it through for a little bit, we'll start it up and see what happens. And as you notice, the steering wheel's not on. If you have long legs, the quick release steering wheel's real handy to have. You just put that on, turn the collar, bam, steering wheel's on there. I still need to put another shim in there. It's over in the other garage. And also you can see I need a cover there. I'm going to reach behind there and take out the airbag light connection because I no longer have an airbag in. This whole wheel is assembled wrong. So for those that want to post in the nasty comments that it's assembled wrong, I already know. This is how I took delivery of the car. So screw you on your nasty comments. And it's got a lot more pressure than what we had. So there's a good chance all it was the master cylinder. We'll find out. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned in. Remember, I'm Keith Hildebrand with Keith Hildebrand Guitars. Check out our website. Check out our Facebook page. The links will be in the comments below. Thank you. It's almost bled through. You can see where it's about to come up over. I'm about to cap off down below the bleed screw from the slave cylinder for the clutch. Notice, like, if you want to save your hands, always get gloves. Get the highest grade. Don't get the cheap ones. The cheap ones tear and rip apart too easily. But it'll definitely save wear and tear on your hands. I'm going to go ahead and cap it off, shut the bleed screw, and give it a test. And I'll let you know what happens. Alright, I'm not stalling out. I'm not shaking around. I can actually hold in the clutch and maintain pressure. This was a great learning day for myself. I'll close this out back down at the beach where I was earlier, where I opened this up at. Again, check out our website, check out our Facebook pages. Today's a good day. And even though I am not a bike mechanic, today we worked on a car. You're going to see a lot of videos on repairing this car and as it makes its transition over the next 12 months. I'm not turning it into a hot rod or race car, but I am going to do what I can to make it more show off, look good type car with keeping the stock performance and engine. Once I fix the body, I'll put a wrap on it, advertise the company a little bit more. Today I'm going to go back and put new brake pads all the way around. And while I have it apart, I do know it needs rotors. I do, and I'm pretty sure it needs a couple other parts. But I'm going to pull it apart, make a shopping list, put new brake pads on, and just the brake pad aspect I am going to record just like I did this and turn it online to another video. And but then I'll do another one when I've replaced the rotors and all the other parts as well. So you'll get to experience the inspection process with me. Remember, I am not a mechanic. I just jump in with no fear and do the best I can with what I have. And I enjoy it a lot. So now I'm going to stop and fill up the tank. I'll head back to the beach and do the closeout to this video. And again, thank you for tuning in with us. Thank you for watching. Please share these online on any social media site, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you want to post it. I Google Plus, you know, put a +1 down at the bottom. YouTube is part of Google, right? Put a +1 down there. I want to help anybody that's going through these problems that I am as much as I can, because I'm sure there's many of you out there just like me, wanting to tune and fix your own ride, but you might not know how. So you rely on YouTube videos to help you through that. And this thing rides great. I need to loosen up the suspension a little bit. It's quite stiff. It needs to be softened. That rear end, when I was coming down the highway, I actually bounced out of my seat like every bump I hit. That rear end is stiff. So I'll get up under there on another day and check that. Today it's going to be just brake pads and have fun for the rest of the weekend. And see you real soon at the beach. So there you have it, another wonderful day on IamNotABikeMechanic.com. However, today was a 91 Mazda Miata, first generation. They call them an NA, which is a Mazda Miata first generation base model. Yeah, the rest is kind of obvious. The front quarter panels will definitely be replaced. Most likely the bumper as well. Not much to it, considering it's a 25-year-old car. Runs very well, 180,000 miles on it. Got it for like literally pennies. Has some moisture in that turn signal there. Gonna have to look at the gasket aspect of that. See what's happening there. Have historic tags on it. It's going to be just a little bit of a show car. Nothing fancy or fast, just what it is. Beautiful day. Looking forward to the warm weather. Thank you for joining us. I'm Keith Hildebrand, Keith Hildebrand Guitars. MakeMyOwnGuitar.com. Look up our Facebook page, Make My Own Guitar. We'll have the shop back up and running soon for making guitars. Right now, we're doing a remodel and building a new CNC machine for our cutting and guitar making purposes. In the meantime, going to keep wrenching on motors, whether if it's this car or a motorcycle. John's been working on the DR350. He finished up the GZ250. Pretty much both of them are like new again. I want to give a shout out to Motorcycle Country. I love that group. If you're looking for a good motorcycle group to be part of on Facebook, look up Motorcycle Country. Some great people in there. Again, thank you for joining us. Share us on Facebook, share us on Twitter or any other social media. Look for new videos upcoming soon, especially videos that involve the car. So now I'm going to go back and work on the brakes. I'm going to replace the brake pads and more or less make a shopping list. It's a 25-year-old car. I know it needs rotors, but what else does it need? And then I'll make a shopping list and eventually get the other parts, and you'll see a whole bunch more videos. Airplane! The plane! The plane! The plane! There you go. Thank you. See you soon. Out.